This is Tech Gears. My name is Levi, and welcome to part 3 of the perfect GoRuck. And we started off with the Samurai, which was the second collab with GoRuck and Carryology. Then we had another collab, but now we're starting with the original Carryology GoRuck collab, the GRxC1 Guerrilla of the 26-liter GR1. Let's get right into it. If this is your first time joining in, thank you for watching and consider subscribing. We go over bags, technology, cameras, and I do what I can to help you guys out. Well, this bag, super excited for because it has taken me probably a year to really complete, to get it to where you see it is as today. Now, what makes this bag super special is the fact that this was my first GoRuck SCARS bag, meaning I sent this in for some repairs, as well as I added some customizations to it to really personalize it to me, making this obviously not a one-off, but obviously more rare than what you would normally find if you were trying to get this bag. Now, the first thing that sets this bag apart is, and hopefully you can just hear it, is this bag is fully Dyneema. It is actually a very heavy weight. I think 5 ounces, or was it 8 ounces? Put it in the comments. I know I'm probably going to be wrong on that. But Dyneema, I know, has like the tensile strength of steel. It is pretty much waterproof as far as the material, not necessarily the stitching. And it's just a really cool look as far as having a shine to it. Kind of having its own structure, and you can kind of see that here. And when this first came out, I think it was one of the first GoRucks to actually have that quick access pocket, which was really unique. Along with it does have an orange interior, although that's not the orange on the interior. That's something I customized, but we'll jump into that pretty soon. So really, the biggest aspect of this bag was the materials. I believe it was maybe a little bit lighter than 1000D, but I mean, you're not getting this bag because it's a lightweight bag, as well as it came with this titanium patch from Dan Matsuda. This is an awesome looking patch that goes with the bag that is amazing. It was sold in a 26-liter and 21-liter, and this is a 26-liter. Now, I actually bought this bag about a year ago, and it was fairly weathered. The person who sold to me gave it to me at a great deal, and it actually had a lot of the stitching coming apart here where it actually attaches. Now, I wasn't too concerned because I know I can send that into SCARS. I used it for a little bit, and actually the stitching where you tightened it started to rip apart a little bit on both sides, but definitely severely on one. And then finally, there are a few wear and tear holes along the zipper seam here. So this thing has been, you know, better for worse in the past, or but it's something where it's a GoRuck. I don't mind. I got a great deal. I was able to send this into GoRuck to add a few touches. Now, the first one that is something I love and is only available on Ruckers are the side handles. These things are super cool and just make this way easier to take on, take off, carry with you. And the Molly on the shoulder straps. If you guys watch my prior videos, you know that's something I almost need. This does not come with it from the factory. Added this on there, as well as I do have a Dan Matsuda kind of customized fidlock, which I have on most of my bags here. So this is something that just makes it way more comfortable with me. I feel like the actual sternum strap matching the patch is something that is really cool. As finally, and you may have noticed I have a little pouch in the front here, and I do that to some of my packs, and I'll kind of go through. I'll have a series on that. I love backpacks that actually have a front pouch that I can add stuff to it. I'm able to take the front pouch off and then use this as a sling, and I'll show that to you at the end of the video so you guys can see what I mean by that. So if I'm using this for traveling, I can go out about and I have something quick that I can take with me if I need it. So I actually did add some front molly to the bag, and I only added 2 strips of molly, not your traditional 3 strips you see on a GR1, because I did want this to look super clean. This pouch actually is a Dyneema D-Made extra large pouch. So this is actually, I don't know if it's rare, but I was able to get it from someone who found I had this bag, and he reached out and said, hey, would you be interested in it? And of course, I said yes. Now that same gentleman also had not only the pouch, but this internal Philip Robach, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, organizer that I was able to attach on the inside MOLLE. So I do have kind of this upper organization here, and I'll show you guys how I use it when I pack it out, as well as having a matching pouch that I can use on the outside, really bringing this all together, which was just really nicely done. Now, obviously I have the external patch. Two other accents that I really enjoy on this are going to be just the Ruck Fast patch that GoRuck actually just came out with, but I think it matches this really well, as well as the orange hilt by ROV or Rove Design that just gives us that leather handle that I love to have on most of my bags. The other bags I have are heritage bags, so they have a leather handle to begin with. This actually has just your normal GoRuck kind of seatbelt nylon webbing handle. So to have that leather handle there, I think makes a huge difference. It's quite a bit more comfortable. And then I did change out the zipper pull to something that is a little more striking, adds a bit of color to it. So all in all, this has quite a bit of little details and touches that make it personal to me. I love, like, a day today that was super rainy. I'm taking it out with complete confidence. My gear is ready to go. I do love that I can access this inside pouch a little bit easier as far as taking two laptops with me. And then I now still have my quick access pocket here, as well as I use this as a quick access pocket. And I have my front pouch that I'm able to throw in my sunglasses, my wallet, and what have you really quickly, and I can access that as needed. So this is a bag that I just got back from SCARS. I could have sent in earlier, but I just had other projects, and it does cost a little bit for you to add some of the additional accessories. Now, one thing I do want to touch on, and I don't want to give GoRuck a bad rap, this was my first GoRuck repair sent in as well. I'm going to say that all the customizations they did, as far as adding the MOLLE to the straps, the MOLLE to the front, and the side handles, were done excellent. But there was a few things that took me off guard. One, I don't think they completely finished correcting all this stitching on top, although it does seem completely reinforced. So if this gets worse, I guess I'll have to send it in, but I did have an issue with that just not looking completed. Finally, they did one side of the repair for pulling this down really, really well, and the other side kind of halfway. It's really weird, although the stitching seems spot on and it does seem strong. And then finally, some of these wear and tear holes in the front here, I thought they would do something with, and they didn't look at them, or maybe I didn't notate it, and they didn't touch these at all. Now, that doesn't affect the quality of the bag as far as how it's going to function for me, but all in all, it can be a very expensive bag when new, and it does hold its value fairly well. But having those holes, I wish it would look a little bit better there, but I can say this is one I will be keeping and enjoying, so I can live with that. If these are issues that get worse, I guess I can send them back into SCARS and I'll kind of reach out to them. I am waiting to hear what they say to me, because I did send some of these issues to SCARS to ask them, hey, what happened? So I'll update that when I do the full loadout here at the end of the video and keep you guys up to date. So quick update, I did reach out to SCARS and they were actually very pleasant, saying, hey, we'll pay for shipping back, let us make it right. I was able to send this back to SCARS so they can actually do a few things. One was complete finishing any weak stitching here at the top of the straps. Two was to add back in the zip pull, which was missing when it got back, so that was technically their fault. Three was to possibly look at some of the holes or kind of scars it has here on the front of the bag. And then lastly, to kind of tidy up or finish the understitching right here, which I don't know if it's completely done, but it looks very different than the other side, which looks completely finished. Anyway, sent it there Took about another month, got back. So obviously we're updating this video. So I've had it for a while here. And for better or worse, they literally didn't do anything except put the zip tie back on. So you notice the zip tie is a little bit different because this is the one from GoRuck versus the one I was using. I emailed SCARS again saying, hey, if these are things that are not done, or maybe there's something I'm missing as far as the straps are concerned, just because there is a little bit of tear here, I don't think it affects the strength of it. So I just made the assumption, hey, it doesn't need it yet, which is absolutely fine. As far as the finishing of the pull part here on the shoulder strap, if this is something that they said, hey, we're not going to redo it, that's fine. I just wanted some communication. Anyway, after I emailed them, took a few days. One of the reps was probably the kindest answer I've gotten. And he literally just said, hey, I apologize. He said he was sick out for the week, so he didn't have a chance to update the team because the things that needed correcting, I emailed him. So I don't know if that was shared with the guys or the team or the women who were fixing those, whoever it is. So it may have just gotten overlooked. For now, I will be using this more as my travel bag because I love using these handles. It is a little bit lighter than your traditional GoRucks, what have you, though not as light as the X-Pack. And it is something that I love having this front pouch that I can just take off, use as a quick sling, and I'll show you that more at the end of the video here when I do my loadout. You can kind of see how this can pop on and off. Otherwise, still really love the bag. Definitely one that's keeps staying in my collection. And I would say of the video series here, there will be 4. I think this is part 3. This is definitely going to be my travel portion, or what I would use for kind of lighter travels. This with the duffel, and I am good to go. But that's the quick update. We'll end the video. If you like that video, or if you had any questions, shoot them in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up. As always, this is Levi with Tech Gears. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later. So even though I'm going to use this for travel, we're going to pack this up for going to work or everyday carry. You'll notice the top strap is now a leather black one from Defy. Did change that. But first off, we'll throw in the laptop and the bomb-proof laptop sleeve in the back there just for some rigidity as we pack up. In the quick access, again, generally I'm just throwing in my AirPods, my keys. Love using the quick access on pretty much all my GoRucks. So for this, I'm actually using that more as my quick access for my everyday carry. Love having that just ready to go at the top whenever I need it. Again, this is just a track packing cube. Fits on the bottom perfectly, doesn't take up much space. As well as my camera cube. This is a Cap 2, specifically the Griffin edition. Love the new waxed cotton. And then my tech kit. That and my laptop, and generally I am good to go. And finally, you have space on the side there. Throw in my 26-ounce Yeti. And lastly, just throwing in my tripod sleeve. Everything fits. Room to spare, top and bottom. Now, on the front pouch, this is from D-Made. This is stuff I just grab real quick. I have my kind of knife, throw my phone. There is sleeves in there, so everything is protected. And this is something that I will take off the bag, which is why you'll have my keys, my phone in there, and I'll use it as just a sleeve or a quick sling as needed. So if you guys notice there, I just have some fidlocks. Bag I think looks good without it. Keep it clean, throw it back on, super secure. And then inside the bag, in the front kind of sleeve here that you really can't fit too much, I actually do have a detachable fidlock sling. So I'm able to throw this on both sides, have the fidlock handle there, and I just have a nice sling I can bring with me. So this ends up being a really nice travel companion with the GR1, just making the bag a little bit more versatile. Zip things up, good to go here. And yeah, it's a great bag. Love the side handles for travel, super versatile, really weather resistant. Love that Defy leather wrap handle. They did a great job with that, based here in Chicago. And that's it.